At Crown Jewel 2023, John Cena suffered a series of Samoan spikes at the hands of Solo Sikoa, losing to the rising star and seemingly teasing retirement from the ring. Even Michael Cole alluded to the possibility of Solo Sikoa being the man to end Cena's legendary WWE run. To add fuel to that fire, Cena himself had been teasing it in the build-up to Crown Jewel, with the story being that he doesn't know how much longer he's going to be around.
I'm gonna say goodbye.
So as he officially retired, we have to go into a little bit of detail to seek that answer. For at least 8 out of his 10 years as the face of WWE between 2005 and 2015, Cena was constantly accused of burying other superstars, while WWE essentially became Super Cena TV as he went through opponent after opponent and never lost a feud, all at the expense of every other star on the roster. There is, however, some weight to fans' frustration at the time and the reason why he became so polarizing in the first place. We don't have that what if question for Roman Reigns anymore because he did eventually turn heel, but Vince McMahon refused to let Cena ever go down that road, even with the Cena heel turn reportedly once set in stone. But this is less about his 10 years as the face of the company and more about what happened leading up to now and whether this spells the end for the greatest of all time. Ever since he became a part-timer in late 2015, Cena has spent most of his WWE appearances essentially putting over up-and-coming stars. He reportedly knows better than anybody about the accusations he has faced, but he'll always tell you that he didn't do anything that he wasn't told to do. He's also been asked a lot about when he plans to call it quits on his wrestling career, and his normal response has been that he'll leave whenever WWE feels like they don't have a need for him anymore. The truth is that WWE technically doesn't need him anymore, at least not the way they did a decade ago. The last 8 years or so have seen WWE drastically change their approach in this regard, making sure that the brand is always bigger than an individual star and that the name WrestleMania is enough to draw in tens of thousands of fans. But needing John Cena and wanting John Cena are two entirely different things. When he sat down on Busted Open Radio earlier this year, he made it very clear how it looks for him. He said, quote, "I wish I was still there every day. My body can't do it anymore, and I don't want to give the consumer a bad product." End quote. We take for granted how much of an after effect wrestling has on people's bodies even after retirement. For many, the lack of adrenaline rush and post-career injuries sent them spiraling down a much darker road of drugs and alcohol, but Cena belonged to a healthier locker room and also had an immediate career transition to prevent anything like that from happening. It seems like a pretty normal response considering the above-average work rate he had to have for a decade on both TV and on the live event circuit. Ultimately, his latest run only came as a result of the SAG-AFTRA strike in Hollywood and the period he had away. Cena, being the class act that he is, even revealed on the After the Bell podcast that he took permission from the higher-ups in the SAG-AFTRA community to get permission to have another run in WWE. And how great is it that his fallback option gives millions of fans around the world joy? The days of Cena being polarizing are long gone, but there seems to be a much more widespread acknowledgement of his status as the greatest of all time. Whether you think he's the GOAT or not, this incredible run he had not only saw him elevate L.A. Knight, yeah, and even Solo Sikoa to some extent into the main event status, but more importantly, he brought a lot of joy to millions of people watching around the globe. Officially retired? The answer seems to be no as of now. We've seen megastars like The Rock leave WWE without a formal farewell match, and that could happen to Cena too, considering that he has so many projects lined up in Hollywood once the strike officially ends. It's still hard to see Cena not having a farewell match to end it all. He may not have become a Grand Slam champion in his career, but he doesn't view it from that perspective. Presence while you can, because he's not going to be around forever, but what he leaves behind certainly will.